Hi, I'm Lili. Today I would like to show you a walking track system to help for walking scenes in stop motion. I've used this system in my last animation called Life in Lockdown. If you haven't seen the short film, I'm going to put a link above and in the description below. Even if I'm new to stop motion, I figured out quite quickly how difficult it was to have a smooth walking movement for puppets. So I came up with this system with some very basic material I found in my workshop. I'm going to show you how it works. So this is the opening scene in my stop motion animation, and it was actually the first time I tried the walking track system. You see two puppets, each of them have their own walking tracks. So you can see behind the scenes how I was using those walking tracks. I was moving forward one step at a time using the reference point, which is a line I marked on the walking tracks, and some spacers. So this is another scene of my animation when you see a puppet walking along the set and how I was doing those steps. So this is the material I've used to create these walking tracks. A very basic material. I use a piece of timber, honestly any timber will do, and I've marked a line every 1 centimeter on that board. Then I've used some batten on each side and screw them in place to the main board. The space in between the battens is large enough to fit 2 studs. I've used studs to match the height of the set so that you can have the illusion that the puppet is actually walking on the set. So I've installed the puppet on top of those studs. Each feet has its own stud, and on top of it I've added a little piece of timber. On those top timber I've made a hole at the back, and that allowed me to screw the puppet from underneath the back. The other elements I've used are spacer. The first one, white, is 1 millimeter, the second, blue, is 3 millimeter, and the red is 5 millimeter. So when I start my walk, each stud are against the board and they are 3 steps apart. Then I move the back leg forward 1 line, and I put the first spacer white underneath. Then I move another line forward with the blue spacer that is 3 millimeter. And finally, I've added the third red spacer, which is 5 millimeter, so that both studs are lined up. Then I have to go back down, so I do the same thing again using the blue spacer to go down the first step, then the white spacer. And by the time you arrive at the third step, the stud is back on the board, and then you can do the same thing again on the other feet. Let me show you that again from a different angle. First spacer, 1 mil. Second spacer, 3 mil, third spacer, 5 mil. Now if I have to do it again, I might do 4 steps and then add another spacer that is maybe 7 mil, but honestly it works fine with me for those 3 steps and those 3 spacers. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Next time I'm going to show you a steampunk stop motion animation. See you next time. Take care.